Can I congratulate Sadiq on the Garden Bridge, by the way? A great decision.
Sorry, question, please.
Yeah, well, I want to congratulate him also on the targets I see. 66,000 homes a year you're asking to be built in the new London plan. But how are they going to be delivered? The problem is that there's lots of public land designated for housing, and it's been undeveloped for years on small sites, which you don't really have planning powers over. For example, there's a site in Coin Street in Waterloo, which has been vacant for 30 years, could have 50 flats on it, and at the moment there's a proposal to put an Abba-themed nightclub on it, which is going to wreck the people who live there. And that's going to planning next week. You don't have the powers to call that in and insist that social housing goes on there, as that land was given by the GLC to them to provide social housing. What about those sorts of small sites all across London?
Fine.
Thank you.
And,
it's, there are different arguments as to what the needs are. Some say 60, some say 72. We've come out with 66,000. The reality is, roughly speaking, we're only building 30,000 homes each year, and most of those aren't affordable. So we've got to build more homes, and they've got to be affordable. I think we can meet 66,000 if we have support from government. The number of things the government can do to help us. For example, if they increase the investment we get as a city to build affordable homes, we can make some progress. The amount of money given to affordable homes in 2009, 2010 was about £2.7 billion. Each year it's now 0.5 billion. It's better than it was in the last 2 or 3 years, but we could do with some more investment from central government. The ability to borrow to invest that councils need, really important. Changing the rules around compulsory purchase orders for the sites you refer to is really important. That's one of the reasons why I've got this revolving fund to help councils with the small sites, because the small sites is more realistic for the council to use. One of the things we're lobbying the government for is use it or lose it. So my 2-year incentive that I referred to was to developers, and it's basically a use it or lose it way in relation to permission for 35%, because if you don't build within 2 years, when you come back after 2 years, I won't say 35%, I'll say 50%. And so we've got to give incentives to use these small sites. But you're right, there are pockets of these small sites across our city which could be used to build the generally affordable homes. We need good quality, high density homes. We need the powers. We're the most centralised democracy in the Western world. We need more devolution to the City Hall, but also to the local authorities across London. And by the way, the value of the land should be existing value, not speculative value going forward. Really, really important.